Hello, hello. We have the first matchups for the round of 32 already. This is getting real now. Guys, welcome to day 14 of the World Cup Daily Recap. I'm Adrian, this is Rabona TV, and subscribe if you're new around here. We're gonna go in an odd order. B, A, C. So first off in Group B, we had the third place decider, playoff. Unless anything crazy happened, the winner of this would take third place and put themselves in a great spot when it comes to qualifying as one of the best third place teams. Each come in with a draw and a loss. Qatar's draw with Switzerland is still so weird. Bosnia was the only team that could have taken second from Canada if they absolutely destroyed them. Qataris, that is. The Qataris have the bluntest attack in the group by far, and they showed it once again as they actually had moments in this game to get goals. They took it on one occasion just before the half, but Bosnia would score a third in the second half, a much more even second half, to get the 3-1 win and claim third place with 4 points. Canada's massive win over Qatar ensured that unless Bosnia had bettered their score, Canada was finishing in the top 2. And speaking of which, with that result in mind, this was the first place playoff essentially, with Canada just needing a draw to claim first. I gotta say, this wasn't the greatest game if you were a neutral, not a thriller, especially in the first half, even for me, a Canada fan. It was a match that was constantly broken up by fouls, the ball going out of play, really fractured the play in the first half. The main thing I noticed was just how easily Switzerland could bypass Canada's midfield, which was a completely changed midfield, by the way. Kone out with injury, of course. He was replaced by Nathan Saliba once again. Eustachio with some discomfort. He was replaced by Vinicius Jr. So that was a big change. And the Swiss would just get on the ball and play it long to Imbolo, Vargas, Manzambi, etc. It was all even at the half, but that changed quickly in the second half. There was so much space between the guys in Canada's back line. The separation was far too much. And not even a minute in, Manzambi's ball across the box was hit past Kripo by Vargas for 1-0. Aggravating if you're Canada to give it up that quickly in the second half, and they'd give up another one about 10 minutes later. Some pretty poor defending from Canada, especially Derek Cornelius. Not a great day for him. Misjudged the header, then was slow getting back and stopping Manzambi. And to top it off, Kripo probably should have saved that shot. Let's be honest. Not great all around. Canada down 2-0 at that point. But finally, Promise David came on, as I wanted, and he scored a great goal. Fantastic pass from Saliba, and the finish was just as nice by David, stretching to put it in. Canada would push hard at the end, but some of their best chances fell to Derek Cornelius, unfortunately, and he wasn't able to direct his headers on target, or at least not well enough. So the Swiss win, which honestly was the expected result. I called this group exactly, to be honest, saying Canada and Bosnia would tie, they'd both lose to Switzerland, and it would come down to who scored more against Qatar, and that's what happened. Switzerland in first, Canada in second, Bosnia in third, and Qatar in fourth again. Glass half full, Canada, for the first time ever, is off to the knockout stages. Now, to find out who the teams in Group B would be playing, we had to wait for the late kickoffs from Group A, and so Dan Riccio will go over that for us, as well as the matchups for the round of 32 thus far.
Group A, let's start with the hosts. And Mexico had little to play for against Czechia. They had already won Group A with their first 2 wins coming in the first 2 matches, but it really didn't stop them from putting in another impressive performance against Czechia. The match was goalless through the first half, but Mexico would score 3 in the second half as they would go on to win it 3-0. The goals came from 22-year-old left back Mateo Chavez Garcia, who finished off a nice curling effort as the opener. Then it was Julian Quiñones, who scored his second of the tournament. This one came from close range to make it 2-0. And closing it out was Alvaro Fidalgo, as he got a late one to close it out at 3-0. Now, there were 2 other major storylines in this matchup as midfielder Gilberto Mora made the start for Mexico. He became the youngest player ever to start in a World Cup match for Mexico at 17 years and 253 days. This is also the 6th youngest player in tournament history to start a match. He is a wonder kid, and he is somebody to put on your radar and make sure that you know what he is all about. He did not get on the score sheet officially as far as goals and assists are concerned, but he did play a role in the build-up for each of Mexico's first 2 goals in this game. On the other end of the age scale, you have Guillermo Ochoa. Memo Ochoa, a late addition to the Mexican squad, and the 40-year-old keeper got a sending off party, as this one didn't mean anything in the standings for Mexico. They had all of Mexican media talking about whether or not Ochoa would feature in this match, and he got to play towards the end of it. Didn't have to do much, but it was a lovely swan song for a legend. I mean, the moments this guy gave us, especially in 2014, when he really burst onto the scene at that World Cup. Just a legend of El Tri, and got a beautiful moment to essentially bookend his career. And if you're somebody like me who played a lot of Championship Manager in the early 2000s, you probably have known Guillermo Ochoa for a long time. Guy is an absolute legend, and I can't believe he's still on the big stage. What a nice moment for him, and something to remember from this match between Mexico and Czechia. Mexico now will face a third-place team, but the benefit for them, they get to stay at the Azteca for the round of 32, and should they win that match, the round of 16, which does set up, with the way the bracket is laid out, could set up a round of 16 match at the Azteca against England. Remember, Mexico never lose, basically, at the Azteca, so that is something to keep an eye on if you're on the It's Coming Home team. That could be a potential roadblock for the English. Now, on the other end of the group, this match had a lot to play for, and many, myself included, I'm not going to lie to you guys, thought this was a foregone conclusion. With the way Korea impressed through much of their first 2 matches, even though they lost to Mexico, they were impressive in the comeback against Czechia. Nobody really saw South Africa as a real threat to the Koreans locking down second spot in Group A, and this was, it couldn't have been further from the truth, as right from the get-go, things were off for the Koreans. Their manager, Korean manager, Hong Myung-bo, made the boldest of tactical decisions to leave Son Heung-min, yes, Korean legend, Spurs legend, LAFC legend, Son Heung-min, started the match on the bench in the first 45, and it went about as well as you could have expected. The Koreans had 0 shots on goal in the first half, while South Africa had 3. Weren't able to finish any of them. This one remained goalless through the first 45. But there was one team who was dangerous, and there was one team who was not. And that was Bafana. And that continued into the second half. Kind of a weird moment. The stadium in Monterrey was showing Mexico scoring their goals against Czechia, and in that time, South Africa got a big chance, and finally, Thapelo Maseko was able to finish. He was the most dangerous player for South Africa all night, and finally, he was able to find the back of the net. It sent him and his teammates into a frenzied celebration at the corner flag. 1-0 to South Africa, and Hugo Bruce's side would finish it that way. They held on to win 1-0, their first ever win at a World Cup, and it punches their ticket into the round of 32, where they will play Canada at SoFi Stadium on Sunday in Los Angeles. I know Canadians are feeling like this might be a advantageous draw for them, but as Korea just showed, you do not want to underestimate South Africa. They were pretty good in transition all night long, and if you're falling asleep on defense, they can definitely make you pay for it. Taking a look at the final standings for Group A, Mexico finished top, perfect through the group phase with 9 points. South Africa secured second spot with that win over Korea on 4 points. Korea will now sit and wait. They're on 3 points in third, and they'll try to see, or they will wait and see if they are one of those 8 third-place teams that gets to advance into the knockout phase. And Czechia, it was a forgettable tournament for them. They finished bottom on just the 1 point. All right, that's enough of me. Let's send it back to Adrian for what happened in Group C.
Group C, and Vinicius Jr. got a gift of a goal against Scotland as they tried to play it out the back. McKenna took a big touch, his clearance was blocked by Ryan, and Vinicius Jr. took care of the loose ball, scoring with the first shot on target in this game. That means he scored in every single group stage match in this World Cup, joining an elite group of Brazilians with the likes of Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Romario, and Jairzinho, who have done the same. No accusations can be made of Vinicius flopping for Brazil in this tournament. He has been excellent. And would you believe me if I told you that Scotland would do it again? Lingering on the ball, this time was McKenna's centre-back partner, Jack Hendry, giving it up to Vinny once again, who scored his second, but it was called back for a foul, a break there, bit of a let-off. I mean, he did get the man first, but they just lacked urgency. He looked a bit rattled at the back, the Scottish players. Right call, but it was worrying at the back. Now, Vinicius would get a second before the half was up. Cunha with great work in the press. Bruno Guimarães with a nice ball to the back post, and Vinicius with the header for 2-0 in the first half stoppage time. And they didn't stop there. They were absolutely cruising against Scotland. Bruno Guimarães with an unselfish pass to Cunha for 3-0. Good game from Guimarães. And yeah, Scotland would trouble Alisson now and then, but the main chances went to Brazil. And they even got to wheel out Neymar in the 76th minute. That's how comfortable they were. Brazil with the big win, and they are growing into this tournament, it seems, growing as quickly as all of the Ancelotti versus Endrick memes that are all over the internet. 52 years since Haiti last scored a goal at the World Cup. 1974 was the last time they got to celebrate a World Cup goal, but it took just 11 minutes for them to score against Morocco in what was a very entertaining match, actually. The more entertaining of the two Group C matches, in my opinion, at least in that first half, right? In the second half, Morocco started to run away with it a little bit. But anyway, nice play down the right from Haiti from Jean-Kevin Duverne. His ball to the edge of the 6-yard box was met by Lenny Joseph with his first competitive appearance for Haiti, and he backheeled it in off of Bono's back for 1-0. Unreal amount of noise in Atlanta for this game, and the noise from the Haiti supporters just blew the roof off of that place. Morocco equalized with a goal from Hakimi. He kind of bundled it in, but it felt like it was coming for a while. It felt inevitable. Morocco had chance after the Haiti goal, and Placide was working hard to keep them out. Another moment to remember for Haiti, another show of their quality, a goal that is one of the best you will have seen in the group stage thus far. Assisted again by Duverne, I believe. Isidore took a touch to make space and then hammered it into the top corner. Unbelievable goal from him. 2-1 Haiti at that point. 240 seconds between the goals. And then Morocco scored again. Saibari, once again, a great ball from Hakimi, who showed his quality. Saibari with the perfect finish. He will be an interesting player at Bayern Munich, won't he? And if you needed more convincing of the quality of the 48-team World Cup, I don't know what to say to you, man. You have a team in Haiti who haven't played a match in Haiti for 4 years, an exiled national team, giving the African champions and fourth place finishers at the last World Cup a really difficult game. I mean, Morocco had rotated their lineup a lot, yes, but Haiti made it difficult for them. And after pushing and pushing, Morocco would take the lead through a deflected Rahimi strike. I mean, it was basically a given that Haiti were eliminated, so they were playing for their first point. Looking for a point would have been great. But the class of Morocco eventually took over, getting a fourth goal to round things out for a 4-2 victory. So, the final standings of Group C see Brazil finishing in first, Morocco in second, Scotland in third, Haiti in last with 0 points. But man, it's been a real blast covering Haiti. That video I made on their history and their history of football in the nation is one of my favorites of the past year. It's been a pleasure covering them. So, Brazil will play the second place team from Group F. That's likely Japan or Sweden. Morocco will play the first place team, which is looking like it will be the Netherlands, actually. A few Moroccan players will be playing against the country they were actually born in. All right, guys, that's it from me. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you to Dan for taking on some of the matches for me. Go watch the 90th Minutes preview show on their YouTube channel, linked below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.